Hello, Year 3. Thursday's lesson today, we are looking at telling the time to 5 minutes. So this is looking at the 5-minute gaps in time and writing the time to the nearest 5 minutes and knowing the numbers of minutes in hours and hours in a day and solving some simple problems. So let's have a look at the lesson today, and remember, you can have this lesson up while I am doing it. You can do the lesson afterwards again yourself, or and then after you've done the lesson with either me or watching the video and then doing your lesson, then it will be your turn to go onto your portal and do your homework for the day, or the rest of the lesson you do there. I keep calling it homework, but it's just like the time that we teach you and then you do some work in your books. That is the time where you will be doing your own bit of work. Okay, so yesterday we thought about the times on a clock, okay, and the hours of a clock. So this is another recap. Keep on recapping these things so that we get them really, really solidified, our learning really, really solidified in our head. We know exactly what we need to do. Okay, so I want you to shout out on the screen the times that you can see here. It should be nice and easy because these ones are all o'clock. So this one, you should be saying it's 3 o'clock. Shout out what this one is. 10 o'clock. Shout out what this one is. 1 o'clock. Good. Okay. So this one, we know that the minute hand is pointing to 6, so that tells us it's past. And then we're looking at the hour hand, which is halfway between two numbers. It's always the one which is before it, the one you say, because it's half past that number. Okay, so this one, shout out what it is. Yes, 2:30. Well done if you said that. Shout out this one. 9:30 or 9:30. I should have said this one's 2:30, 9:30. And this one, 11:30 or 11:30. Well done if you got all of them right. This one, the minute hand's pointing to the 3. We know that means it's 1/4 past a time. And you can still see that the minute hand's between two numbers. It is slightly past one number. It's 1/4 of an hour past one number. Okay, so this one, shout out what it is. 12:15. And this one, 10:15, and this one, 11:15. Your final screen, it's pointed to the 9, so we know it's 1:45. If there was another quarter now, it would be on an hour. Okay, so it's 1:45, and we're still looking between the two numbers with the hour hand. Okay, it's between 1 and 2. I know it's nearly at the 2, but it's still not quite at 2 o'clock. It is 1:45. Okay, I gave you that one because this one's the most tricky. I gave you that one. This one, shout it out now what you think it is. 7:15. And this one, 10:15. Well done if you got all of them. So that's our starter recap. And now we're moving on. It says, look at the numbers on the clock face. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We all know a clock face has 12 numbers. The numbers positioned at the interval of 5 minutes. We went through this before as well. 5 minutes. So you can see the numbers around the side, not on the clock, but around the side. So how many minutes are in that time? And if you can see, the dots actually represent the 1 minute, because we can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, a line at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, a line at 10. We go 5, 10. So it's 60 minutes in an hour. So that the 0 represents 0 and 60. So it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, or 0 because it's o'clock. Okay, and you can see the smaller numbers on the inside represent those 5 minutes as well. So number 2 is positioned for the 10-minute mark as an example. The 5 is positioned at the 25-minute mark. What about the 8? How many minutes are at the 8 mark? Tell whoever you're with, or tell yourself, or tell the screen. 40. If you got the answer 40, well done. And the 11 is 55. Now, some of you might have been really clever. You will have been really clever if you've noticed the link between the inside numbers and the outside numbers in relation to your 5 times table. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 5 is 45. 10 times 5 is 50. 11 times 5 is 55. And it would be that 12 times 5 is 6. Now, no, it says 0. That's because, remember, we restart the time at the hour. Okay, so 60 minutes in the thing. And these numbers, or you could do it the other way. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And backwards. These numbers are linked to each other, not random. So, when the minute hand points to the 2, we say it's 10 minutes past the hour. 10 minutes past 12. Or 10 past 12. We don't have to have the minute. You don't need to say the minute and time. If someone asked you what the time was, you could say 10 past 12. You didn't have to say 10 minutes past 12. It doesn't matter if you do that. So this one would be, it was pointing to the 5, 25 minutes past 12. And if you had to, if someone asked you what time this was, and you had to count out loud, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then you told them it's 25 minutes past 12, that's absolutely fine. You're still telling them the time. It doesn't matter whether you just know it's 25 minutes past 12 by looking at the 5, or whether you have to work it out. And the more that you read clocks, the easier it is to recognise the time. So once you know the times, because you've learnt them so often, you just see this and know it's 25 past 12. Okay, remember, I did say this a couple of days ago, if you're looking at the right hand side of the clock, it's minutes past the hour. And therefore, if you're looking at the left hand side of the clock, I hope you're all telling the computer screen that it's minutes to the hour. So remember, you can have a go at this either now or after you've watched the whole video. I'd like you to go on to lesson, have a go yourself. And I'm going to answer them as well. So I can see this is on the 1. I know that's 5 minutes past. And then I look at where the hour hand is. It's just ever so slightly past the 3. Only a teeny tiny bit. So 5 minutes past 3. This one, 5, 10. It's on the 2. And I can count up 5, 10. So I know it is 10 minutes past an hour. And then I'm looking and it's just gone past the 4. So it's 10 minutes past 4. Now this one is on the 5. So I'm going to count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 25 minutes past, and I look at the hour hand, and it's nearly halfway between the 12 and the 1. It's nearly halfway between, because remember, if the minute hand was on the 6, there'll be half past. So it's very nearly halfway between. That means it's 25 minutes past 12. All correct. So we might think that you could say half past, 35 minutes past, 40 minutes past, 45 minutes past, 50 minutes past, 55 minutes past. But we don't usually say that. Remember, we usually say how many minutes it is to the next hour. So we wouldn't usually say 40 minutes past 8. No, not 40 minutes past 12, sorry. I was reading this wrong. It's on the 8. The minute hand is on the 8, which we know is 40 minutes. Okay, but we wouldn't usually say 40 minutes past 12. We would usually say 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to 1. Okay, because remember this side, we're looking at the minutes to the hour. So 20 minutes until it is 1 o'clock. So 20 minutes to 1, or 20 to 1. And this one, you can see there's 5, 10 minutes to the hour. They've even changed the times now. Okay, so this would be 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0. It is minutes to the hour. So it's 10 minutes until, and this is nearly on the 4. It's not on the 4 yet, but it's nearly on the 4. So it would be 10 minutes until 4. 10 minutes to 4 or 10 to 4. Quite complicated, this bit. So I can see it's on the 10, and therefore I know it's 5, 10 minutes until it'll be at an hour. It'll be at an o'clock. So in 10 minutes time, 10 minutes to, I can see it's very nearly on the 6. So in 10 minutes time, 10 minutes to, it will be on the 6. So 10 minutes to 6. This one, I can see the minute hands on the 8. So I can count 5, 10, 15, 20. I know it's 20 minutes until it will be, you can see the hour hand here is nearly on the 8. It's not yet. So in 20 minutes time, it will be 8 o'clock. So it's 20 minutes to 8. This one is on the 7. I can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It is 25 minutes to, not 26, 25 minutes to, and this is between the 6 and the 7. It's ever so slightly closer to the 7, so 25 minutes to 7. Well done if you'd done that before I'd done it as well. If you'd done it on your own lesson and you got them, well done. So we're going to watch the time change. At the moment we can see it's an o'clock. We can see it's 2 o'clock. Let's watch. 5 minutes past 2. 10 minutes past 2. Quarter past 2. 20 minutes past 2. 25 minutes past 2. And look how the hour hand is also moving. It's moving slowly, but it's still moving towards that 3. Half past 2. Now this is when it changes. It's 25 minutes to 3. Okay, so if it was pointing at the 5, it'd be 25 minutes past 2. But remember, if we're looking on the left-hand side of the clock, we're saying to the next hour. So on the 7, it's 25 minutes to 3. 20 minutes to 3. Quarter to 3. 10 to 3. 5 minutes to 3. And then finally, in 5 minutes time after this, it will be 3 o'clock. So remember, when we read a clock, we count the minutes past the hour up to the half past hour. Half past the hour. From then, it's to the next hour. Minutes to the hour. So we use times to say when we're doing things. So it might be that you get up at around 8 o'clock, okay, o'clock, where the minute hand will be on the 12. It might be that you go down and have breakfast. So this boy is saying, I eat my breakfast at 10 minutes past 8. This boy is saying that he arrives at school at 10 minutes to 9. And that's the same time as you come into school at Bluecoat. 10 minutes to 9. He plays football at 25 minutes to 4. So it's not after 4 o'clock. It's 25 minutes until it will be 4 o'clock. Maybe he's just left school and he's gone to play football straight away. And he's saying he goes to bed at 20 minutes past 6. Okay, so you can see it's on this side of the clock. It's past the hour. 5, 10, 15, 20, pointing at the 4, 20 minutes past 6. That's quite early to go to bed, but maybe he's very tired today. So let's have a look. Here we need to think, is it past or is it to? Is it past the hour or is it to the hour? So here we can count 5, 10, 15, 20. We know it's 20 minutes past because it's on this side of the clock. And I'm looking now at the hour hand, 2. Now I can see on this one, the hand is on the left-hand side of the clock, sorry, left-hand side, it's on the 7. So it's gone past past, so it's going to be to the next hour. So I can even put in that first. I can see it's to the next hour, and if I'm counting to the next hour, I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it's 25 minutes to nearing the 5. So it's 25 minutes to 5. It's not quite reached 5 o'clock. In 25 minutes time, it would be 5 o'clock. And this one is also on the left-hand side, so we know it has to be 2. And we can count 5, 10, 15, 20. It's pointing the 8, so it's 20 minutes until it will be 6 o'clock, because we can see that the hour hand is going towards the 6. Good. So now we're going to set the time by dragging the hands. Remember, I'm doing this, but I'm expecting that you're doing it on your own lesson as well. Okay, you can't just watch it and forget about it. Try it yourself. When you do it yourself, it really helps you learn, not just watching. Okay, so we're going to drag the hour hand. It says 25 minutes past 1. So I know that if I go to here, it's 1 o'clock. Okay, nearly 1 o'clock. Let me move that. 1 o'clock. And I know it's 25 minutes past 1. So I'm going to now move the minute hand 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This is 25 minutes past 1 o'clock. So times and units are related to one another. The minute hand goes around the clock face in the 1 hour. You can see it going around and around and around there. And you can see that the hour hand is moving very slowly around as well. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And as I said, every single dot is one of those minutes. The hour hand goes around the clock face once in a day. Okay, as the day changes, it goes all the way around. As it goes from night into the day, you can see the sun's going over. Remember, the sun moves around the day during the day, and this is during sunset, and then it's nighttime again. Night throughout the day, all the way to night. There are 24 hours in one day. 24 hours in one day. So, this is tricky. These are some word problems. Remember, word problems you have to read very carefully. You could use a rucksack to work them out. Tell whoever's with you or tell yourself what rucksack means. So, use the number of minutes in an hour to answer the questions. Sasha reads a book for half an hour. Half an hour. We know 60 minutes are an hour. So, tell the computer screen or type it into your own lesson. How many minutes is that? Should have got the answer. 30 minutes. Pavarati did some skipping for quarter of an hour. Okay, 60 divided by 4 or 30 divided by 2, because you know that's half, would be 15 minutes. Well done if you got them. Alana flies from Los Angeles to Tokyo. It took half a day. How many hours is that? Well, how many did we say were in one day? I'm hoping you all said 24. So 24 divided by 2, half a day would be 12 hours. Gabriel caught a train from London to Frankfurt. The journey took a quarter of a day. So this is half a day, 12. A quarter of a day would be that divided by 2. So 12 divided by 2, you should all know that is 6. And you spend about 6 hours a day in school. Final 2 questions for today's lesson. Okay. Sunita spends 8 hours each day in school. How many hours each day does Sunita spend outside school? So this is a simple subtraction. If we know there are 24 hours a day and she spends 8 in school, we would do 24, take away 8, should get 16. Well done if you got that. Jake plays an hour for an hour. For 35 minutes of the hour, he plays with a ball. For the rest of that hour, he rides his bike. So, how many minutes of the hour, does Jake ride his bike? If he plays for 35 minutes with the ball, we need to add something to 35 to get 60, or 60 take away 35, was the way I would do it. So it might be that you want to get some paper, pause the video and do a column subtraction. Some of you might be able to do it in your head. So if I'm about to give the answer, so if you want to pause, you need to pause now. The answer is 25 minutes. If you add together these two numbers, you would get 60 minutes, which we know is an hour. Okay. Now I want you to go back through the lesson if you haven't already done it, or think about it again. You can watch the video again if you get confused at any points, and then you need to try your online homework by logging into your own portal. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day.